there we go. I knew I forgot to do that with the microphone. Put the microphone back on. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Donnie. This is my channel. You will be offended. And we are back playing some Cities Skylines because this is one of the absolute greatest ever made games ever. Like, seriously. If you haven't played this game, I dare you to just take a little bit of time to just sit there and play it. And then once you fail on your first city, you're going to be so frustrated by it that you're going to want to go back and try again. And then you're going to fail on that city, and that's going to frustrate your ass. And then you're going to go back and try again, and then that's going to piss you off even more. Because that's just life. That's just how it happens with this damn game. This game will always frustrate you, even when you get good enough to, like, create a city that has very limited problems, I should say. Like, not, it's one of those things. Let me get my stuff pulled up here. So welcome back. We are back, of course, in Moonshine. I'm using Moonshine as an excuse to not have to put any effort into Foosha at the moment. So forgive me for that. But you know, we will be back to Foosha next week, I believe. I'm going to head back over into Foosha this week and play around with it. Try to get something going on, because I feel like we should get back over there and not just stick on Moonshine the whole time and get forward to Moonshine. I do use Moonshine as my relief, I should say, because like I was telling you before, this is my way of not having to focus on, you know, one more thing throughout the week. Hey, David, welcome. One more thing throughout the week as I am going, you know, back and forth over the mountain here to work. I have to drive all the way out to Klamath Falls from where I live, work out there throughout the week, and anyone else that's here, right? And I have to drive out there throughout the week, and not throughout the week, but for the week, and stay out there. I'm staying in a trailer. I work 10-hour days, so by the time I get done with that 10-hour day, I get back to the trailer, I'm making dinner, and then pretty much showering and going to bed. Hey, Chris, welcome. So that's why I have been doing Moonshine. That's why I came up with the idea of Moonshine, and that's why I do focus on it a little more at the moment. But I do think that it is only fair that we get back to Foosha and do something, so that will be next week. And we'll get over there, working on that goal of 1 million citizens. I don't want to forget that goal. I don't want to leave Foosha. That'd be stupid. It's a great city. It's a great build. It's been one of my best builds so far. And, yeah, I gotta go there. So, you might see me doing a little more of the sippy sip today. My allergies are absolutely going freaking insane right now because there's fires around us and the sky is just filled with smoke and it messes me up. And, well, because I'm a drinker, I can't take these during the day right now. Tomorrow I can when I'm at work and I'm not drinking. But, you know, I like to do a little bit of the day drinking on Sunday here, and so decided to just go with that for the day, suffer through my sinuses being messed up, and actually I think this is helping out a little bit. It's just, it is relieving the sinuses a little bit because alcohol does, you know, thin out the blood and open up the arteries or whatever the hell there. So that is so cool looking. What a great little build we did right there. The hospital right there, the cemetery right behind it. What did we name this? Did we name this anything? You know what this makes me think of? This makes me think of where I was born. I mean, it's not identical, obviously, but just the setup, the across-the-street setup of the cemetery and the hospital. So the hospital, I'm going to have to name it. Give me a second here. I got to. I just have to now. This is going to be Saint. I guess I could spell out Saint. Then people know. They're not like street. It's street. A lot of people these days would probably see street instead of Saint. So a little history about me here. This was the hospital I was born in. St. Bernardine's Hospital in San Bernardino, California. So here's St. Bernardine's. And then I have to look at maps to figure out the name of the cemetery. Because I don't believe the cemetery may have been St. Bernardine's as well. Got the Lions game on. They are smoking the Browns right now, 10-20. 10 to 20. Looking good. Okay. Let's go find out. Because I think it'd be proper in naming it, over here. Let's go down San Bernardino, California. Okay, there we go. We got Joshua Tree, Palm Springs, Big Bear Lake, Crestline, Lake Arrowhead. Lake Arrowhead is where I spent most of my life growing up. Lake Arrowhead, California holds a special place in my heart. I love it, but I will never move back there. So, come down the mountain on Highway 18. And you follow Highway 18 down. Come on. Stop. The new setup on, just setup on the maps for Apple is just really messing with me. Alright, where is it? Where is it? It should be like right down at the bottom of the mountain. Is this the right one? That's Highway 18. Come down. Did they like change roads up or something? Like what is going on here? I should be able to find... I'm just going to type it in. St. Bernardine's Hospital. Did they change the name of it? Oh, here we go. There we go. Found it. Okay. You know, it actually does have a similar look. It really does have a similar look to that hospital. How funny. Anyway, I mean, it's not identical. Don't get me wrong. That is totally funny. So what is this cemetery called? The Samaritan Cemetery. Okay, so Samaritan Cemetery. We're going to rename the cemetery now. I had to find it. I had to find it. And if you don't know what a Samaritan is, it's out of the Bible. You always refer to the Good Samaritan as far as like somebody doing something nice for somebody because of a story in the Bible there. So if you're interested, I do suggest looking it up. I'm not going to like force that on people to hear the story of that. But I do suggest looking into it. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Samaritan Cemetery in St. Bernardine's Hospital. There we go. So I always said as a kid that since I was born in St. Bernardine's, I wanted to be buried in the cemetery across the street. But I doubt that's going to happen. Not enough water. I doubt that's going to happen. Unless I get, like, really rich and I can just, like, figure that out. Like, alright, family, you're going to just get this done. I don't care what you got to do. Oh, another thing my sinuses are doing, they're making it a pain in the ass to wear these earbuds. Like, I never have problems wearing earbuds, but right now it's like, oh, it's one of the, like, it's almost like they're in there, like, just trying to stretch the inside of my ears, what it feels like. Even though they're not, they're just in their normal. Hey, Irish, Chow, how you doing? There should be a weird tram line. All right, well, we'll do some trams. We actually have been. But, yeah, just that my sinuses are, like, seriously, from, like, this side of my face, the right side of my face, just all the way up over my eyeball, and then it, like, spreads back to my ears and my, like, over my other eye. Like, this eye on the left feels totally fine. But the sinus pressure, like, goes over that eye to my temples and then back. And so, like, wearing a hat even is kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah, I've been working on, setting up, I wanted to make sure, Irish, that we were setting up, you know, in the city that in a way that as I built it, we aren't coming into any, like we might have some things where it's like, you know what, I'd rather run a track through here. I'm not going to, but let's just pretend I wanted to run a track through here. I may change that up and run a track through there. You know what I mean? Like that can happen. But the idea is to right now take care of our public transportation, put in what we want. And since this is the snow, that is why we're going with the trams. The trams are part of the snow build, so that's definitely 100% why we're going with it. And as you can see, I'm trying to be creative also with our roads and the way they're being, going around and everything like that. So we are definitely going to be coming up with some really good stuff. I may run, like you see here, I've got tram lines going up the 6 lane right there, or 4 lane right there. But, I'm considering running them like here and stuff like that, all the way down the 4 lane. And if I can figure out how to make a tram go back and forth on the 4 lane, right? So it would take people from this area. Let's say the tram goes here and then stops and then stops and then maybe stops there and then goes this way and stops, right? And then here at this point, like I make a little loop back into itself so it can just do a little loop. I think is that what I want to do, but I'm not doing it just yet because I still need to build this towards the mountain over here. So, but I do want to have some like really random like stuff kind of going on like that really pushes more of the public transportation versus cars on the road. So we are going for the whole. Let's go ahead and hit play too. Let's let the city build, and we are going for. Trying to keep as many road or cars off the road as possible. Like I'm trying to avoid this right here, and the light is one of the problems right now. I got to check that out. Excuse me. And junctions, when you're playing console, anybody that's watching, I got to fix that. I know there's a light under there. There we go. Just turn your junctions off. Just 100% turn them off. Every once in a while, you may come across a junction that needs a stop sign somewhere or needs the light on it just to make things flow a little better. But do that as needed. Just don't run them like they'll set themselves up. Just go turn them off. Just go turn them off. You're going to be way happier with your city and the traffic and everything like that. I mean, if you're playing vanilla at all, let's just say you're playing vanilla on the PC. I guarantee even just turning them off on vanilla on the PC would absolutely give you a much better game. Alright, ran around, we got that. I'm trying to I forgot to hit play as I was sitting there jabber-jawing around, but I am trying to get the city to like do its thing. I want it to build up. I'm trying to get a really good idea of how the population wants to build in here and how we want to build in with our other districts, because right now it's not asking for anything to get built up, and we've got so much room over here for activities that we could collapse a bunk bed on ourselves, right? So there's tons of it over here for our industrial. We don't have a lot for business. There is a little bit of stuff for business over here. There's plenty of space for business over here. Actually, I think we were doing the college, but we can still put some businesses in. And then over here, I do want to throw a couple of businesses down. Let's go ahead and do that right now. We'll do the low density businesses here because this is a park, right? I don't want the park to be completely overcrowded by like large buildings or anything like that. So we'll do them on this side only. Oh, I've got a totally good idea for that little square right there. I've got a good idea. Hold on. I just thought of something awesome. Okay, so we're going to keep this side. Part of me thinks that even having businesses on this side, and then what we do is we pretend that as you walk through the park there, you're able to just like, bam, walk into the back of the store. There's places like that. Like if you go to, gosh, Lake Havasu, for instance, or at least the last time I went to Lake Havasu, there were some businesses that had entrances on both sides of the store. So you popped up on the side of the store where their docks were, because you're in Lake Havasu, and you got out of the dock, you walked up to the into the store, you went shopping for whatever, and then on the contrary to that, if you drove to the store with a car because you had to get something from that store, like there was parking on the other side and you walk in the front entrance. So it's kind of what I'm thinking would actually, let's pop some in here, see what it looks like. And if we don't like it in the long run, it's not like we can't just delete the businesses out of there and get rid of them. So that. That. You don't want to put anything there. That's for whatever else is going on. We can actually just go those three. I'm not going to do, well, okay, I guess we can see what happens. If we don't like it, we can just delete it. But what I want to do in this little square right here, I think this is a good idea. Go over here to our police stuff. I want to find this little police box. Look at that. The ROJ police box. Now, hold on. There's a part of me that wonders if we can do this. Can we grab a bush? Oh, yeah. We got a bush. Hold on. I'm going to surprise you right now. I'm going to grab a rock. And then... oh my gosh, I really wish I could put down even smaller, like, individual, like, dandelions or something. That'd be so awesome. Oh, look at, we got stuff building up. There we go. They're happy about the police box right there. They're like, oh, I'm going to build one right here across from the police station. I'll be protected in my laundromat. Alright. Alright, yeah, the bush and the rock. Looks good to me. Let's stick with that. Let's go into... our landscaping yet again, though, and I want to find some palm trees. I'm just kidding. A couple of pine trees. Get one in there, and then right here. Looking good, looking good. We got both of our entrances. See, this is a bus only and walking only route. Thought it was perfect. This whole area is walking only. And then this is tram and walking only through here. In fact, let's pause. I just had a really spectacular idea here. Because I only made the street a walking area, but let's see here. What I want to do is actually make this its own little individual district at the same time. Check this out. Now we can come here to our individual district tools. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for... well, we can do a couple things in here. Recycling, a pet ban. I don't want to do a pet ban. Smoking ban, let's do that. Parks and recreation. You can smoke some weed, though. Definitely do that. Just no smoking cigarettes, because that smells like shit. And I used to smoke. I smoked for a long time. I smoked from when I was like 11, 12 years old until I was 29, 30 years old, so... but nowadays, I don't like it. It smells crappy, so... alright. Recycled plastics already on. Park maintenance boost. Prefer parks. Free Wi-Fi. Small business enthusiast. Heavy traffic ban. Well, we don't need that. It's already a walking space. That's just going overboard. Encourage biking. Old Town studded tires. Anti-slip studs are part of the city. We don't really need to worry about all the rest of that, I think. Okay. Now, what I was thinking of is actually, now it's over here. This is what I want. In our commercial wall-to-wall. So I'm hoping it'll do it right, but I want the wall-to-wall buildings. It's going to destroy those two now. But I want the wall-to-wall buildings through here, I think, instead. Let's see how it looks. Be back in a minute? No problem. We'll see how it looks, and we'll go from there. See, we got problems with, like, this right now. They're like, hey, wait, walking. This is walking. Not in a pedestrian area. You are, though. You should be, at least. Hold on. Because part of it isn't. There we go. Yep, part of it wasn't in the walking area, so they're like, oh my gosh, I'm scared. It's making me scared. What's going on? What's going on? Come on. What are you doing? Oh, I see. They can't go any further over because that's the damn park gate right there. It's having an issue with that. Alright, the rest of this should be fine. Oh, gosh. I should probably do the smart thing and close my window since the smoke is what's causing my frickin' allergies to go crazy right now. Let me do that. Give me a second. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I am going to do some inhalation therapy. Give me a second here. And then I'm going to close my window so I don't have to breathe in. It's got to be why my sinuses are just going crazy right now. There's all the smoke in the air. There's got to be at least 3 or 4 fires going on around me right now. Typical Oregon weather, to be honest. Oh man, I do not close my window very often. I like to keep it open pretty much year round, even when it's winter, middle of summer. I just like having my window open. It shows because I just dropped some of my One Piece figures off of my windowsill because I closed the window, and they were just enough back on the windowsill that the part of the window where the latch is touched them and they knocked forward. So I gotta pick those up in a little bit. Alright, so we got that set up. That should be fixed. I want this to be the... Are you fucking kidding me right now? Really? Are we in Portland? Did somebody firebomb the police box? My God, it's not an ice center. Just leave them alone. They're good guys. Alright, one thing that I am getting out of this is that we should probably put in a helicopter. We should definitely get ourselves... Look at, he took off, and he left the trees burning. And then the bushes back here on fire. This place is on fire. It's about to... Oh, look at it. It's catching fire now. Because all this. There we go. Now it's on fire. I think the flames are pretty dang cool looking. They did a good job with the flames. I'll give them that. To make flames for something this size and make it look good, they did a very good job. But, alright. Now that he's saved our police box there in the bush, let's get back to my thought process here. I do believe that it is necessary we have a helicopter fire department. Let's go over here and take a look at them. We've got two sizes. We've got our regular fire helicopter depot and our higher capacity. The higher capacity, I believe, is smaller. Let's go look just to see. So there's our regular helicopter depot. We could set it up right there. Beautiful. It fits. Now here's our high capacity. Look at that. It has a slightly wider footprint, but not a longer footprint. Like it's slightly less longer. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this one, the higher capacity one. Looks good to me. And they have instant access to water right here. They can just fly up, hit the water, and then go wherever they got to go. So it's a really good choice to put them right there. I mean, I could build any number of roads or whatever over here and let that go, but I mean, I think that's probably the best. Look at it. Already going into action. My boys got this shit. Alright. I want to fix that little weird ridge thing right there. Let's mess with that for a second. If I sink it, it stays. I think I'm putting too much into the sink. The sinking. Let's go up. There we go. That got rid of that little weird, like, ridge. But now it's built. Oh my gosh, I fell asleep with my window open, like I would normally do on any given day, and just that, like getting in here to my room, my sinuses are like, oh my god. I have never imagined in my life waking up and being all, oh my god, and not falling asleep that way. Like maybe I should have noticed it last night, because like right now, wearing my earbuds, like I was saying earlier, it's almost like something's like stretching the inside of my ears. And these are the regular ones that I wear all the time when I put these in. So it's weird. And then like last night, I put in my new Beats, and I even switched the size. I even adjusted the size down on the Beats. And they still were just making my ears hurt so damn bad. This area, I want to do something here. I want to go to the soften terrain, and we're going to play with it just slightly so that it smooths this out. Turn my strength up. And what I think we should do is, because it still has this odd look to it from the buildings here, I think what we should do is pretend that this was all dug out. You know, I mean, they would dig this area out with their tractors and such. I see it happen all the time on the job. But the outside of the job, they would, you know, if they could, they would be laying down plenty of rocks. Plenty of rocks like this. Let's get a little couple of bigger ones. Something like this, I think, would be useful. Oh yeah. Let's do it till we can't. I think it's going to delete those two rocks that are on top, though. Watch. Yep, see, it did. I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. Whatever. We could try to add back to it like that. And over here, do very similar, but we'll do with like a different. Oh, not that one. I don't like that one. This one. I knew the tree was going to go. I knew that was going to happen. But are you kidding me? My freaking headset's all low battery. Please charge. It's like I had you on the charger all night long. What are you talking about? That's the reason I mean, I've had these Raycons for, oh my god, maybe 7 years or so. But it's the reason I got my Beats is because it was time for them to get, like, replaced. Absolutely. Yeah, you know, I'd figure, I asked my dog, what do you want? He says, woo. Like, I don't know what that means. All right, pup smoke. All right, well, so far what we've done is we've put in this awesome high-capacity fire helicopter depot, and we've just been kind of like making the area look really good over here because, you know, it's what we got to do. We're having some fun with it. We got to make it look good. I think this time around with Moonshine, we can take the time to go through this and actually like decorate, make our areas look good. Have some fun with it. See how close we can get to the building there. What about there? All right. A couple of these smaller ones. Like I said, I like to imagine these smaller ones, especially in the snow cities like this, are just, you know, little saplings, basically, of the larger trees around them. Just what would happen in the springtime. They'd start growing, and winter comes around, and this is as tall as they got. I mean, I would even go so far as to put even smaller ones around if I could. Which, okay, I'm not gonna go and like start seeking them out, but I, you know, with my new computer, I thought I would attempt to see what happens if I played City Skylines on it. And it's not the best laptop in the world, but trust me, it's probably gonna have a very hard time playing this. But I figured I would try. But I did get, at the very least, and I'm like, oh my god, this is something I've always wanted. So I got Traffic Manager, I got Move It, and I got lane placement or whatever it is, where like you can. And I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to try these out. I just want to build a little tiny city just to mess around with Move It and Traffic Manager. If I can. I don't know if my computer's going to let me. We'll find out. We will find out. Let's get in here with some grass. That's a nice spot. Oh, that's good. That's good. A little bit over here, I think. Off the corner of the building here. They may, like, you know, keep the grass cut off at the back side of the building, but the maintenance guys are lazy. They let this grow, 30 feet away. Oh my god. There it goes. My freaking headset's all power off. Really? Hold on a second. I gotta change my headset up somehow. So, the one thing that I think happens with the Raycons, why they don't charge properly, is they have such tiny little contact points on the Raycons themselves, the little head, the head earpieces themselves, that the contact point doesn't touch on both of them. Say you get just a little bit of earwax on one of them, it's not touching. Whereas I noticed with the Beats, and I'm not going to pull them out right now, I just feel like my ears are driving me nuts. I'm going to change over to the over-the-ear ones here. But the Beats, they have a slightly larger contact point than my Raycons do. Now, maybe the newer Raycons have solved that. So maybe the newer Raycons have solved that problem and have gotten the, made those contact points a little larger. But that I have so much issues with trying to actually charge those headphones these days, and that's the only reason why. Like, it's really the only thing that drives me nuts about them. Why I switched over to Beats, and the Beats charge every single time. I gotta go check the game really quick. Let's go see what's going on. I closed everything out for some reason. Here we go. All right, we're looking at the Browns 10 points to the Lions. We're in the fourth quarter, 27 points. So the Lions are definitely trying their asses off this year. They are going for it. They are like, you know what? We got so close last season. This is our season. And I hope to God that it is. I hope to God it is, because I've been a fan for so long that it's just, it gets to the point of frustration sometimes. Like, when they got Jared Goff and Coach Campbell, when they picked up Jared Goff and Coach Campbell, I was so pissed off. I was like, are you kidding me? You're going to trade Matthew Stafford for Jared Goff, of all people? And then to throw the icing on the cake, that next season, Matthew Stafford plays for the Rams, Jared Goff plays for the Lions. Well, Jared Goff and the Lions don't do anything. They don't even make it to the playoffs that season. Matthew Stafford goes to the Super Bowl and fucking wins. I wanted to strangle. I'm like, are you kidding me? You gave up Matthew Stafford, and I think what it was is it lit a fire under him that he was like, nah, you know what? Screw Detroit. I'm going to show them what I can really do. And he went to the Super Bowl that year. He took that team to the Super Bowl, and I'm glad he did. You know, Matthew Stafford's one of my favorite damn players in the NFL. Whether he's on the Detroit Lions like he was for so long, or he's playing for, right now, the Rams. And I hope to God that he retires after this season, because he just needs to. And not saying that in a bad way, but that guy has injured himself so much at this point that I think it's just time for him to just go out while you're ahead. You've got a Super Bowl ring, man. Just enjoy life. You've got the most beautiful wife out there. Well, one of. I mean, I can't say that about she's the only, top 10 out there or whatever, but he's got a very beautiful wife and awesome children, a couple of girls, and, he's just drop out, go for it, man, go do your thing, go do you, and be a good dad, stuff like that. I wonder if this stuff shows up. It does, but it looks so weird in the snow, you know what I mean? I wonder what the, let's see what this stuff looks like in the snow. I like to use this in my regular, builds. I mean, it shows up. The snow isn't, 12 feet deep or anything, so, I mean, you have spots like that. It just sucks that it makes it in a square, or a circle. What would be great, what they should allow you to do, what would be, the best mod for these right here, the landscaping tools with these plants. Say I grabbed this and I grabbed this in the circle and I hold my button down. I should be able to hold my button and drag the plants and paint them. I should be able to paint the plants onto the landscape how I want them to be, and then let go, and you just have this landscape area that's all these plants, because that's what I wanted there. Oh my God, that'd be ideal. 100% ideal. Definitely not a Clowns fan. I'm sorry, you guys got Flacco right now, and you know it wasn't a good choice on their part to get Flacco, to be honest. Like, I feel bad. The guy isn't. He tries hard. Don't get me wrong. Flacco tries hard, but he's one of those players that just should have taken the hint a long time ago. Like, gosh, why can't I think of his name? Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow played like 1 to 3 seasons, maybe. I forget how many seasons he played. He didn't play very long. But Tim Tebow realized that, like, this isn't my place. This isn't where I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be an NFL player, right? And I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like, don't get me wrong. Tim Tebow now goes out there and he uses his popularity and his fame for good. He does, he's a Christian. He does a lot of, like, what can I... like, things for, like, kids, and he does things for veterans, and he does stuff like that. And, you know, you see him out there doing these things, using his image and stuff for good in those manners, in that matter. And he probably has taken his money. He probably has somebody who uses his money in a smart way and invests in businesses and things like that. So that's what I'd, you know, would have to imagine with that. Oh, I should put a little bit more on this side. We're not going to place any more buildings and stuff. I want to be very careful about how I place buildings and stuff here. I'm thinking about how we build here in the Pacific Northwest. It does influence, I'll tell you that right now, the Pacific Northwest where I live does influence a lot of how I build. Foosha, on the other hand, is like outside of my grasp. I'm just kind of going with what I imagine. But this, on the other hand, they would have a building built right here. They'd buy the property, and this building right here, the fire department, they would own the property. They would go along this fence line, but it would go all the way back here to the road. And it would go all along the road here and come all the way back to this one. That would be all of the fire department's property. And what they would do is, up here, around here, a lot of places, they'll build what is efficient for them, okay? And I'm sure this may happen in other places too, but they'll build what's efficient for them so the rest of this property doesn't get messed with. It stays nice and pristine. And a lot of the firefighters will go out there and they'll build a trail that they can go out there and work out on. And they can do, you know, stuff like that and just have a good time. Let's be careful. Let's do something for them here. Let's go with our freeform. Make sure that's all turned off. It looks like it is. I want to try to save these trees that I put in already. There we go. That's looking nice. And see, the firefighters need to keep fit. They need to make sure that they are trained and, you know, ready to come and rescue your ass for being a dummy in a building when it's on fire and not getting out in time, right? That's what I imagine. And let's go ahead. We're going to try to pop this off right about here, I think. We'll just pretend that there's a gate right there by their gas tanks. They have a little man gate that they can go in and out of. We'll pretend that. And then from here, we'll just do something similar. That they come out the back door and then boom, the trail is like doot 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 doot. They run around. They got a little circle or something, you know. Oh, in fact, we could do something like that. We could come out here like this. It's gonna mess up some trees, but we'll fix it. We'll do something about it. Give me a second here. There we go. Now they have the little doot 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 doot, like they can run in circles all they want all day long. Let's fix it with some trees.
I have a lot of respect for firefighters, 100%. Living in the area I do, you have to have respect for firefighters. If you don't, you're an asshole. Like, it's one of the things you'll see, like, you know how people like to paint windows? Hey, Tim, welcome. You know how people like to paint windows for signs? I don't know if they do that in Europe, but they do that here in America a lot. There's a paint. Oh my gosh, my sinuses and are just really throwing me off today. They like to paint windows with like a washable paint, and they'll put, you know, if it's Easter, you'll see pictures of the Easter bunny and you know, flowers and crap like that. And if it's a Christian-based business, obviously you'll see crosses and things like that of that remembrance for Easter. And then one of the things that you'll see around this time of year and in the summertime is a lot of businesses will straight up paint their windows with "Thank you, firefighters," because honestly, that's what we deal with around here. Like, I call it Oregon. It is true Oregon weather. We deal with fires constantly around here. So, like, the years that we don't have smoke in the air, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe we actually had a full summer without smoke more than 2 weeks this year. That's awesome. This year, I mean, it just came into the valley last night. There's a newer fire that pushed this in. The other smoke that I've been dealing with has been out in Klamath Falls where I've been working. And this one, though, it came into the valley from a new fire. And, oh, man, it messed me up. This one messed me up. It must be burning through a lot of areas with either a lot of grass, pine, or I'm thinking with why the reason I'm feeling the way I am, the way I'm so messed up with my sinuses and everything right now, is I think it's burning through a lot of poison oak. Where I live, poison oak is extremely prevalent. I would guarantee 100% there is poison oak outside of my backyard growing somewhere. My last house before I moved into here, I would walk outside and there was a poison oak vine growing through the tree outside of my back door, just all wrapped up around, like the tree, the whole bottom of it was just poison oak all the way up this tree. And it was an oak tree, which was funny. But this poison oak went all the way up this tree, about halfway, just wrapped all over it. And I knew it was, you know what I mean? Like, I never touched it. I knew what it was. I let it grow and I never touched it. It's do its own thing. But I think that's why the smoke is screwing me up. I think it's going through an area that has probably been untouched by humans in a long time. And the poison oak is just going absolutely ape shit there. And it's what's creating the smoke being as toxic to my sinuses and eyes as it is right now. Oh my God, I'm just so messed up, I tell you. If I would have known last night, I would have gotten some, I would have woke up this morning and probably found some sinus medication first before I was like, oh, let's start drinking. Oh, wait a minute. My sinuses are jacked. What's going on? It's my fault. It's my fault. I do enjoy my weekend a little too much sometimes. This looks good over here. I'm really liking the backyard for the fire department over here right now. I'm just having a little fun with it. Enjoying the decorating. Let's put a little more grass in right here. Something like that. Oh, yeah. I really wish... Ooh, okay, I gotta see something. I just had a really great idea. If I can see as my eyes start to water up again. Where's the bouldering site? Must be placed inside a park area or roadside. Oh, you son of a bitch. If it doesn't look right, I'll change it. Hold on. Oh, it looks so weird with the trail doing that. If the trail didn't do that, hold on. Let's see if we can adjust the landscape just slightly. Okay, okay. Oh yeah, look at even the rock formed into the corner of that hill. That actually works. Let me do this. Oh, it doesn't want to fit right there. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, well, hold on. Why wouldn't a rock be right there, right? Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool looking. Like, we just made this the coolest frickin' fire department in the damn world. This makes me want to be a firefighter like when I was 9 years old. What the hell's going on over there? Oh, yeah, the pollution shit. I remember. We had to deal with that pollution last time. Let's leave that alone for now until the pollution's cleared up. It probably is at this point, but we'll come back to it. But this is great. Oh, this is great. So the trail comes up here to the climbing rocks. So they've got, like, uphill running. If they come out here and they jog, they got uphill. They got downhill. They've got endurance for, like, you know, a long stretch, either uphill or downhill if they wanted to go one way or the other. Then you got the short path to go uphill, like the quick uphill path. You got your long uphill path going this direction. Like, so you can really get some good jogging / walking, hiking, whatever you want to call it, workouts that way. Then up here, let's pretend that they created themselves this awesome climbing area with the rocks to practice their skills to get up into buildings and save humans, right? For their practice building. Oh, I know what you mean. Like where they would light it on fire and run in and out of it and do their climb with all their full gear on. 100% know what you mean, and I think I have a good idea. I almost think we need to turn this into a park so we could use something like this. But, well, you know what? This... It is a fire watch tower. Let's throw that in right there. But, you know what? Oh shit, pause. I do like the idea. We're gonna look at a couple different things, see what we can't do. What is this? This is a 4-lane with just a regular 4-lane. Freeform. There we go. So training for like their climbing, burning buildings, things of that matter, I totally get what you're saying. Because just around the way from me, our fire department, or one of our local fire departments, actually has a full training center that all the different fire departments come to and train at over time. Like I forget how many acres their property is. It's a couple acres. They've got a full steel building. It's just entirely steel, like everything inside of it, but it's meant for them to, you know, they have the fire going and the people have to train going through the building and finding, you know, victims and stuff like that. They have an area for cars to get into the cars and have to use Jaws of Life and stuff like that. I totally know what you're talking about. And they do have a tower there for climbing, meant for them to practice their climbing, because there are buildings that are 100% like super tall, not super tall, but they're at least 6-7 stories tall. And as a firefighter, you need to have the ability to climb that. Like, there's no excuse to get up to that 7th story. Hickory Gardens. Alright. So what I gotta do then is we're gonna come back down here really fast. Nope, wrong one. I want this. Grab our pathway. Do something like that. This is basically a free park, you know what I mean? We're not going to worry about charging people or anything like that here. Because people will use it as a park, obviously. The Sims. But then, oh, up here. I wish there was like something that was a burning building. That'd be kind of cool. Area must have a main gate. Okay. But best part is we could choose a small main gate. It does not look small. Oh my god, that is not small. You know what is small though? The regular park. Small park main gate. You see that? I got an... Okay, hold on. Hold on. I think that we can intermix the tools in this, okay? So, if we... I'm going to try something here. We can intermix them. I'm going to go with the small park main gate here. Okay, that works. I guess they have to have a spot for people to charge them at. Nah, we need money, bro. If you want to walk in here, you better pay us. Pay up, sucker! So now I can place this in here. Thank you. Fuck hell. Look, we got people walking around practicing their firefighting skills already. Sweet. Holy crap, the Lions are 34-10 now. When did that happen? I need to go back to this game and watch some of the highlights. Oh, I love seeing the Lions in the lead, though. This guy on the Browns, he's so pissed off right now. He's just sitting there with his head cocked to the side, the microphone up like this. What's up, bro? What's up? I do love seeing my team actually doing so good for once. I mean, you gotta imagine 30-something years of watching my team just go nowhere. Alright, we've got that. We've got... I don't know if this is gonna look like a burning building exactly. Yeah, it's got the whole, like... Ooh, look, we got a fire pit going on. I was hoping for a burning build... Dang it, I got hiccups now. I was hoping for like a burning building effect. But I don't think that's going to show up with that. We've got a climbing building to train on. That's cool. There's definitely not anything in the zoo I could think of other than the monkeys. We need monkeys everywhere. If I could release monkeys into the forest of Oregon and they would survive, I'd do it. I mean, that'd be awesome. Oh, I'd totally love to see some monkeys running around in Oregon. We do have Sasquatches. I guess they're kind of related, right? Let's put that in there for the heck of it. Little lunch spot, I guess. There isn't too much I can think of that is going to look like training buildings necessarily. Especially, like, the one thing I'm thinking of. Mr. Plow? Mr. Plow. Oh, there he is. No, it's a truck. Son of a bitch. Remember the Mr. Plow episode from The Simpsons? It's one of my favorite episodes. That name again is Mr. Plow. What do we got in our regular park buildings here? Ooh, we got a fire pit. That actually has to be placed next to a road like that. There's nothing really in here that's going to... Oh, here we go. Obviously, they're going to need their endurance for downward slides, right? So... Ooh, you know what would be nice, though, in this little area? I think we... Oh, it's a road-only thing. All these are road-only, except for this stuff. But, that's what I'm thinking. Let's throw some of these tables down in here. Trash cans. Oh, ooh, okay, trash can first before I forget. I like this one. That is a huge damn trash can, to be honest. That one's a little better. That one's a little better. Who wouldn't want a grill? If you were a firefighter. Firefighters love grilling. There we go. Alright, let's get back up here. Find that. I don't want them to be like perfect. I want them to be just slightly imperfect, which is great. Alright, now we need the trash can again. Alrighty, that bench is huge. Let's see, what benches do we have? Do we have any benches, I should say, up here? We do. Ooh, we got this little covered bench. Look at that. Little spot to hang out. Relax from your hike up the hill, whether it's the long or the short hike. Look at this guy doing the full body workout. He's got it going. Could be the best firefighter ever. Oh, nope. He's stopping to eat some donuts. Never mind. He's going to be more like, the Farva character in that. Oh my god, I can't remember the name of the show. There's a show with the guys from Broken Lizard, and they're firefighters. I can't remember the name of it. It's really a great show. Computer. What is the name of the firefighter TV show with the guys from Broken Lizard comedy troupe? Let's see if it tells me. Okay, well, Amazon has the worst artificial intelligence, I tell you right now. And seeing as how the score of the game is the Browns are fucked and the Lions are winning, we're going to go to Grok. What is the name of the show from the Broken Lizard guys where they are firefighters? Tacoma FD. If you have not seen Tacoma FD and you like the Broken Lizard guys from, Super Troopers, that's like the most famous thing they've done. And then Beer Fest was another really great one. They had some other stuff and everything, but I think Super Troopers, Beer Fest, and then Tacoma FD, that order, one of the best stuffs they ever had. So check out Tacoma FD. You're going to love it. It's the guy that plays Farva, and then I can't remember the name of the character. I have a pop. I have a pop in my room. Where is he? And I can't find it. I have Farva and I have the other character in my room in pop form, and now I can't find him. I got way too many pops if that's the case. Holy crap. Alright, I'm spending too much time trying to find them. I found my Cool Runnings pops. I got Sanka Coffee and Irv Blitzer. If you've ever seen Cool Runnings, it's one of the greatest movies absolutely ever made. If you've never seen Cool Runnings, it's one of the greatest movies holy crap, we need to have a need for people. One of the greatest movies absolutely ever made. Cool Runnings is based on a true story. Absolutely one of the greatest movies you will have ever frickin' seen. Look at, there's people going to this gate over here. They're like, oh, shit, yeah. We can go pretend to be firefighters and do their training route. Let's go. Doing it. Like, they're walking through the main gate, which means they're paying. Which means this park is making me money. Hold on. It's making money. This park is making money. I had no intention of that, and it's making money. That's awesome. All these people are paying $10 just to walk in a circle and climb a freaking fire tower. And have lunch. A little spot to barbecue their lunch right there. Or there. They don't even have a barbecue on this side. Hold on, let's give them a barbecue. Dun dun dun. Bum 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 bum. Dum bum 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 bum. It's almost like a song from the 80s where they get all like dum 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 dum. You know what I mean? Like Peter Gabriel or something. I can hear it calling in the air tonight. Hold on. Hold on. Ooh, this almost went along with that. I can hear it calling in the air tonight. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God. It's such a great song. If you don't know that song, go look it up. Oh my God, go find that damn song. This little remix I've got in my head right now is sounding great in my opinion, but alright, let's do something in this city. Holy simoles. Pause. Here we are off enjoying trees and trails, forgetting about our population, and absolutely screwing them over. Let's go put some piping in, yo. They have piping. Sewage treatment is extremely low, so obviously the furthest side of the city is not going to see it. So, our sewage treatment facilities are all the way over here. Oh no, it's not even sewage treatment. That's the water pumping service. Sewage treatment is, oh, them. That's it. Just them. Of course they're overloaded. There's too much shit in the city. Calling in the air tonight. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, it's Peter Gabriel. It's Peter Gabriel, right? Yeah, it's Peter Gabriel. Yeah. I can hear it calling in the air tonight. Alright, let's give them some more sewage facilities here. Let's stick to this area though. We just need to give them a little more oomph to the bump of the sewage intake there. Oomph to the bump. So let's find a... Ooh, there's a good spot. It fills up like the whole neighborhood. That song's gonna be stuck in my head now forever. You have no idea how much that song is going to be stuck in my head. I love that song. Absolutely love that song. Hold on. Now, what I need to do is make sure it's on my phone. Because I'm going to go to work tomorrow morning. I'm going to be driving, and I'm going to want to listen to that song at least 7 or 8 times. Hold on. Hold on. Peter Gabriel. Get in your eyes, Sledgehammer. Am I wrong? There's no way. I'm not wrong. Hold on. Hold on. Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. Who sang the song? Use AI these days instead of Google. I'll tell you what, and you're going to get a way better answer. Like, I use Grok for my AI. I think Grok works great. I should say, what is the song? What is the song with the lyrics? I can't feel it. Calling in the air tonight. I know Grok's gonna get it. Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight. 1981. So I'm 100% wrong. See? That's the beauty. I'll admit I am totally wrong right there. Like, why would I be... Oh, no, you know what? That's got to be wrong. Maybe I said Phil Collins at one point even. Look at that. On Apple Music, #1 song. Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but I'm trying. I gotta be careful because if I play too much, it'll kick my ass off. Hold on, let's skip. And of course, it goes into a spot where there's no. Okay, I gotta stop because I swear to God, the AI on Google / YouTube totally catches that stuff and it'll kick my butt off of here. Like, oh, you played 1.5 minutes of Phil Collins. We're gonna get you. Copyright strike. Ugh! And I'm like, no, I just wanted to share music I love. The other night, I got kicked off twice in a row, and the only thing I can think of, there's 2 ideas in my mind. I did buy a brand new wireless system for my house. I bought a Wi-Fi mesh system, Nighthawk. I have this little unit here in my room. I can show you on my little corner screen here. This little black box that I'm holding in my hand. It's got the little blue light on it. It's a box. It's just a little black box. It has no buttons, nothing on it. But it connects to another little black box with buttons on it. And that little black box sends a signal out to my phone, to the computers, all that. That's the Wi-Fi router. And it sends a different signal out to this little black box that I just showed you. And it puts the Wi-Fi signal right here in my room. And I gave my mom and her husband one of those boxes so they could have it in their room also, so that we'd have better internet here in the house. And so that was one option, is that since I did change my Wi-Fi, maybe it dropped me twice as the Wi-Fi was doing its whole setup thing and installing, whatever it needed for itself, right? So drivers or whatever. That is an option. The other option is that I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? I pretty much immediately was dropping F-bombs and all kinds of cuss words when I was starting my stream. And within the first stream, I was off, I think it was like 27 minutes. The second stream was like 15 minutes. And then I started over again. I waited for about 30, 45 minutes before I started talking like I typically would. And even then, tried to watch my mouth. And I didn't get kicked off until the end of the night. So I honestly think that the Google algorithm watches you for your language at the beginning and stuff like that. So I better be careful. I almost wonder if it watches you throughout. Like, how many F-bombs did he drop? We can't have him on our site. Screw this guy. All right, so we've got that going. Oh, is it paused? Okay, I'm like, why are they not sucking up any sewage over here? There we go. That should hopefully achieve some bit of fixing of our system here. Let's go ahead and see if we can fit one more in next to it. Probably not. Close your wall. Won't fit on that side either. Nothing there. It'll probably fit if I squeeze it. Nope. I could use the smaller one. Ooh. Let's keep them next to each other. Let's pretend they're all the same facility. What's great about these, you only have to connect regular lines, so you save a couple bucks. I wanted to check that with the pollution problem. I was just talking about that a minute ago. I wanted to check the pollution problem and see if we could get those water towers back online. So give me just a minute here. Get the facilities here looking dapper. It's got to look like a combined facility, right? Even though it's 3 different buildings, I want them to look combined. Like, oh, here's area 1, area feeds area 2, and then we got like area 3, which does all the final cleaning of the product before sending it back into the system. So, let's go check our pollution out. Garbage. Where is... Oh, there it is. There we go. We can bring them back online. Boom shakalaka. That's a lot of water too. Like all 3 of those being out of commission was a lot of water getting just set aside for our community here. There we go, back online. Water consumption 173,000 milliliters a week, or M3, whatever that is, versus our capacity of 640. So we're pretty good for a while now. We are going to have to start considering a new facility somewhere over here as far as water and pollution. Not necessarily too close to the water, or the mountain, but somewhere in here, I think, to kind of accommodate what's going to, be built in this area here. So we will consider that. M3 equals 35.315 foot to the 3rd power cubic meters. So 35.315 times 3 cubic meters, right? Is that what you're saying to me right now? Hold on a second. I gotta use the bathroom. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I just looked this up. So it's cubic meters. In the context of a water tower, M3 refers to cubic meters, a unit of volume. Thank you, David. I see you're getting it there. A unit of volume used to measure the capacity or amount of water the tower can hold. It indicates how much water the tower can store, with 1 cubic meter equaling 1,000 liters, or approximately 264 gallons. So imagine 264 one-gallon jugs in front of you. And that is approximately 1 cubic meter of... For example, a water tower with a capacity of 100 M3 can hold 100,000 liters of water. So 100,000 liters would be like 264,000 gallons of water. Holy crap. So, if we're looking at our water tower right now, holding pumping capacity is a 640,000 M3. How many liters? No, let's go with gallons. / liters of water is in 640,000 M3. Holy sh... 640 million liters of water. So it's 640 million liters of water. 168,960,000 US gallons of water. There isn't a part of me that can imagine 168 million gallons. Like, okay, I'm looking at a lake at this point. Right? Like, 168 million gallons of water. Absolutely phenomenal. So we're pumping a ton of water into the city versus, so I guess that would be in liters, and then that would be 182 million liters of water being consumed out of that 640. And then my tiny US brain thinking of gallons is just like, oh my god. I'm thinking of milk jugs. A 1 gallon milk jug. Like stacking milk jugs on each other. It's all I can see right now. I can feel it calling in the air tonight. Hold on. Fucking Phil Collins is still stuck in my head. Okay. Let's get back to it. We're using about, oh yeah, wow. That's a ton. That is so much. You know, the thing is we're building the college that I'm working, or as they are building the college dorm rooms that I'm installing doors and such at this week. You look in they run all the water lines and everything through the ceilings. And the water lines are ran in pipes that are seriously like 6 to 8 inches wide. There's these big 6 to 8 inch wide pipes that fill with water. And then there's little areas that draw a 2 to 4 inch pipe off of it and head over to the bathrooms to feed water into the bathrooms for whatever. And then on top of that, oh my god, you have no idea how big the hot water or the water heaters for the hot water at this college, like what's one way I could explain it? It's the best way I could explain the size of the water heater at one water heater. There's multiples of them. One water heater at this college dorm is everybody knows what a cyber truck looks like. That's the best thing I can come up with off my mind. That everybody in the world knows what an ugly ass cyber truck looks like, okay? So you take 2 of those ugly cyber trucks and put them wheel to wheel together and stand them up with their noses facing up so that they can be smashed because they're so ugly. I mean, and that would be about the size of one water tank that heats the water for this colleges or the dorm, and I think they have like 3 or 4 of these things. Just two cyber trucks, wheel to wheel, standing straight up off their tailgate, and then like give that straight walls up and down. That's the size of these damn water heaters. And I walk in there and I see these things and I'm just like, oh my God, I want that for my house. I want just my shower alone. I want one water heater like that in my house. It'd be the coolest thing ever. All right, everybody, let's take a thought process here. I want to put more roads and everything in right through here, right? We want to start dealing with stuff that's going to go through here. So what do we do with our freeway here, okay? Where do we take this? It needs to eventually, in my opinion, come over here somewhere and cross over the river and eventually connect back into this highway over here. Interesting use for a Cybertruck. Tell you what, I wouldn't be opposed if somebody gave me one. If they're like, here, I'll give you a free Cybertruck. I'm not going to say no, because that'll save me a ton of money on gas, but I'm still going to be like, damn, this thing's ugly. How can I make it look better? It's like, honestly, I think all the other Teslas look really good. They're good looking. There are some issues with them that I've heard people talk about. My older sister and her husband have a Tesla, or had a Tesla. Had or have, one or the other. I think they still have it. And they did have their issues with it, but at the same time, they did like the fact that they weren't spending money on gas, and things like that. And it was fast. So he's an FBI agent, so, driving fast, he gets pulled over. What the fuck's going to happen to him? I'm just kidding. No, he deals with the law perfectly fine and never does anything wrong. At all. 100%. He's perfect. That's why he's an FBI agent now. Because he's perfect. I love you. I love you, brother-in-law. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be talking like that. I'm sorry. I'm an asshole. He's like, you want to see how quick it gets to 60? Yeah. Of course I do. Highways. Let's go. I think it's a 3-lane. Let's stick with our sound barriers. Well, I don't think we have to do sound. If we have any like residential get near it, then we'll change the sound barrier. Let's get off that. Do our regular. I do want freeform, but I want some structure. Structure to my freeform. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Oh, yeah, I get that 100%. And I totally understand that, because I don't really have anything out front of my house, an outlet of any sort. I have one or two in my garage, but they're only in an area, and they're only 120. They're only in an area that, like, I can accomplish getting my Christmas lights and such, my Halloween decorations hooked up. So I totally get that. One thing though, after I bought my car, I love my car, don't get me wrong. I think my Kia Soul is a great car. If you're looking for a great car that's going to last and not give you a lot of issues, knock on wood, and you know, keep up with the minor maintenance and things like that on it, and you're not going to have too many problems. Kia Soul is definitely the way to go. But there is this part of me that's like, I should have totally bought a friggin' hybrid. I like that wide there. I'm leaving that on purpose. I'm just going with my gut on this one right now. I know they're both going the same direction. Don't get upset. We'll fix that. You know what? Let's do it. I'm not trying to keep things perfect in this city. I want things to be slightly imperfect to make it a good looking city where it seems natural. Look at that. We came back to where we needed to be, too, even. Like, that's awesome. But we get these cool wide areas here that we can do stuff with. Like, maybe over the water, obviously, we can't do anything with. But over here, this wider area, like, here is slightly wide. And then right here, it's got this nice wide spot between the highways. That happens in real life. We can totally take that, throw in some rocks, trees, things of that nature, and make it look really freaking cool. So let me make sure I get my road working the right direction here. Oops. Like, make my road work. Oh, wait, I screwed it all up. There we go. I do like this. I do like how it widens itself out right there. This happens in real life. It does. You'll have highways split apart and then come right back next to each other and then split apart. And it's all because the way the landscaping was or something, there was the way the hill was, the slope or whatever, things like that. And then right here, They slightly copy each other, but this one has to go out a little wider, a little taller, because perhaps got a pretty good deal on a Ford Escape hybrid. I'm jealous. I really wish I would have went with a hybrid. 100%. 100% wish I would have went with a hybrid. But yeah, look at, I mean, the road doesn't have to match, but it still looks good. It still would be something you would see in real life almost. The train track right here is a little out of whack. Like, I don't think a train track would actually drop and then climb again. I think it would be more of a straight shot right there, but we'll fix that at another time maybe if we remember. All right, now here, we've got this option. With straight legs on it. I mean, all of them are going to be straight shots, and we're going to have to adjust our highways accordingly. But, in fact, what I noticed just now, let's go to areas, and we're going to buy this area right here. So that we can adjust accordingly if we have to. We're not going to build anything over here. I don't think we're going to throw a community over here yet, but... So we could put something like this in. And that connects the three of them. There's also this option. And then the highway continues on to nowhere. Or we connected it back into that highway or that highway somehow. Right, that's another option. It's not a bad one. I actually not too... I kind of like that one. Then we've got these ones up here. We've got our dog bone interchange, which isn't that bad. Hold on, let's look at... oh, it attaches to a 4-lane road, though, is the problem. So this one isn't a highway. Like, we could change it around, I think. Let's see here. Let's see if we could adjust this to be a highway interchange. We got this. Upgrade. It doesn't like that. It doesn't like it at all. Okay. We've got our diverging diamond interchange. Let's drop this sucker down. Ooh. Three-lane highway on this side splits into a 2 and a 1 lane here, which then throws them this way. But see, what I'm looking at, I almost feel like these are regular roads. Yeah, see, upgrade. Turns it into that. Let's see, can we upgrade this? Can we update it though? Like that, this is essential. Of course, highway speeds, you're going to be crashing into each other at these X spots, so That one's not going to work. Ooh, we've got a park low. So we do something like this. But then again, that park low is going onto a street, not a highway. Let's get off that one. Trumpet we've used like a couple times here. The three-way we've used. Okay, I think our best options then at this point, if we're going to put something in right here. You know, I keep getting, speaking of cars, going back to that with the hybrid, I keep getting options from my local dealership. They keep sending me stuff like, hey, we'll buy your car off of you for this much, this value, and give that towards your next purchase. And I'm almost tempted to do it, but there's a part of me that's like, nah. Like, the more bigger part of me is like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to pay my car off. I'm going to 100% own this Kia. I'm going to finish paying this Kia off, and then I'll just go get a loan, because they'll be like, holy shit, you paid an entire car loan? Yeah, we'll give you a car loan. Here you go. And I knock on wood on this one. I'm never late. I'm not late with my car. I pay it every single month. I've paid it every single month for the past however many years I've been paying on this car loan. So there's a big part of me that's like, you know what? This is my first car loan. I want to pay it off and go from there, I think. Okay, let's see. Let's look at these two next to each other really quick. We've got this one. And they're very similar to each other. Just a little more complicated than the other. We got our highways going left and right, or straight. Again, left, right, or straight. This one's a pretty nice setup right here. They did a good job with this one. This one, let's check it out. We got our straight through with these odd tunnels. But then again, these odd tunnels are cool looking. Don't get me wrong. I want to see something. Oh. Alright, I am thoroughly convinced that this you see, the thing is I don't think I'm even gonna sell the Kia after I pay it off. I'm gonna keep it 100%. Like, why sell it if the car is still in good shape and running well? Why should I sell it? That's my thought process on that. Look at this one, is so cool. We got all these little areas that just with trees. It would have cost the city a lot of money to do this, to be honest, instead of just flattening it all out. They would have spent tons of money doing this, but it just looks so cool. I want to do this one, so. yeah, after I pay off the car, I want to just, you know, do whatever with. I would love to take it, throw a turbo on it, lower it slightly on some airbags, put a really good stereo system inside of it with some subwoofers. And the one thing I want to do is just make that engine as amazing as possible as you could do with a Kia Soul, so that when I pull up to a stoplight next to somebody, all they see is just my little Kia sitting there. But under the hood is this amazing beast of a motor that will just, bam, I'm freaking out of there. As soon as the light turns green, I'm gone. And the person sitting there in the Dodge Charger is like, what the hell just happened to me? That's what I want to do with that car, to be 100% honest. I want a sleeper Kia that will eat Dodge Chargers. All right, let's hit pause here. This one with the tunnels is the way we're going to go with it. And so let's make sure we're putting it in a good manner that's going to fit properly. And it's because it's at this weird angle, it's going to have a hard time. How can we work with this? All right, I got an idea. No, stop touching the train tracks. Alright, this is the way we're gonna have to go. Something like this. Trying to watch our train tracks there too. Don't get me wrong, because I don't want to do a lot of, I don't want to have to overdo stuff. Now let's take this back to here. Nope, curved. Curved is the way to go. Where's the blue line? It's so short. Why are you being so short? I have to guess. I'm gonna have to guess. Alright, that's not a bad guess. I like that. Maybe something like that. Look at that. I did it. I called that right. That is good looking. Oh, man. That turned out really good. That was like pure luck right there. Oh, man. Can you imagine you're sitting there, and it's one of the things that gets me. I drive the way I drive, And I'm not trying to race people. I'm not trying to race your frickin' Ford Mustang, dude. I'm not trying to race your Dodge Charger. I'm just trying to drive the way I drive, and I drive fast. I've gotten tickets for it, okay? I'm not a slow driver. But that's nothing to do with you and your car. I don't give a shit that you own a Dodge Charger. I'm not trying to race you. I'm just trying to drive as fast as I can in my Kia. But because those people have to be all like, what? I can't believe you're trying to pass me in my Dodge Charger right now. I'm gonna speed up beyond what I was actually driving at. Which drives me fucking insane. I want to own a sleeper Kia so that I can just drive around in town, and when you have that one asshole who's like, I'm not going to let you pass me in my Dodge Charger. It's mostly Dodge Chargers, that's why I'm saying that. Occasionally Ford Mustangs. But I'm not going to let you pass me in my Dodge Charger. Then I can just go sport mode and just, boom. My Kia doesn't weigh a lot. It doesn't weigh a lot. It's so light. I swear to God. You put the right engine or engine modifications in there, that thing's going to take off like a rocket down the road. I mean, hell, put an LS in that thing, take a motor out of a Camaro, and put it in there, and you're just going to blow everybody's mind. Like, what the hell did you do? Well, you know, it is an LS swap. It's all, it's Kia, little Kia. Oh, that'd be hilarious, to be honest. All right. We've got one connection out of all of them. We need to fix the rest of these. These are going to suck. So this one is going to require this. Let's have a little fun with it. We've got our roads going that direction. So how about we just do this? We don't have anything stopping us from doing what we want. Oh, I'm in the curve. Hold on. Let me change this to freeform. An LS swapped Kia would be so freaking awesome, though. I'm telling you right now. People would be so amazed by it at car shows. Like, you did what to a Kia? Wow. Oh, it's looking good. That is looking good. Freeform. Attached to the road there, buddy. There you go, buddy. Heck yeah, buddy. Again, let's have some fun. We don't have to be, like, super perfect with this. Oh, yeah, look at that. You know, I got to that point recently where I'm like, why do I have to struggle to make my roads absolutely perfect like this? When in real life, there's a rock. They're going to go around the rock and go this way. So let's do stuff like that. Come out of here. Oh, hey, by the way, my birthday is coming up. I'm not asking for presents, but I'm asking for presents. No, I'm just fucking kidding. My birthday's coming up, and October 3rd, next Friday, I will be streaming as much as I can that day, doing whatever games I feel like playing, whether it's Fallout, City Skylines, Crusader Kings. I'm just going to be out there having some fun that day, doing my thing, and avoiding responsibility 100%. So if y'all will join me that day, next Friday, October 3rd, I'll be having some fun, just doing whatever. Probably obviously having a drink or three, and just seeing where the day takes me. So if you want to join me, there we go. That's what's happening. And yeah, birthday's coming up. We're gonna have a birthday stream going on pretty much most of the day. Not trying to conform is actually making this feel so much easier to work with. Like, not trying to acquiesce to the way the other road is making this a lot easier. Like, I'm not stressing myself out to make this perfect highway like this right now. So I'm liking this. I'm liking the way this is going right now. We're going to stick with this kind of way of building. This side of this highway, though, again, I'm not 100% sure how this is going to go, but my idea is just take this, and either go this direction or this direction. But I have to go around the train track there. And the thing is either direction, there is already something that goes that way. So part of me also is considering, you take the highway, this is something that they do in the real world, you take the highway and you just basically dead end it into city roads, and then the city roads go out from here. So I'm going to leave this alone. At this point, people can go either left or right. But as far as straightforward, I mean, there's nothing over here for them to go straight forward to. And I'm not trying to build... I mean, we could take, like this, build a highway over here and connect it in. You know what I mean? Like, you could have a byway right here and then connect into the byway from the side. Like, that is an option. But I'm not sure I'm going to do that. I'm not sure what we're even going to do in this area. I just want to be prepared for any and all options that come at us when we're building. Having the highway through here, having any types of public services through here, stuff like that. Like, let's make sure that we are prepared for it. So we are in such high demand for housing now. It's finally gone up to a high demand for housing. Let's take a look at everything over here. We've got Fairview Heights and Poplar Heights. Fairview is all basically single-level homes, a couple of two-level homes, stuff like that. But mostly single-level homes. And then right across the way here in Poplar Heights, we used our Heart of Korea build option so that we could get these apartment style buildings. They're not too big. They're not going to get into these giant 12 to 15 to 30 story buildings. They're just, the max height is right here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 maybe 7 stories tall, which next door to a community like this isn't going to be a big deal. People are going to bitch at first, but then they're going to be like, oh, whatever, it's an apartment area. There's apartments there. And then it's going to grow. And from here, we can actually take this area and grow into our city this direction. And actually grow, like, high-rise buildings this way towards the water here. So, like, one option I'm thinking of with this is, let's take this road. I do think about these things. Don't get me wrong. Like, I do say that this is my build to stay away from having to think about things beforehand, but when I get off of here at the end of the day and I start just kind of looking at things, reminiscing on what I did, trying to figure out if there's something better I could have did, anything like that, stuff I like to do is I'll grab a road like this See, this is our 6 lane. Let's go to our 6 lane here. Go freeform. $180, and we're gonna go like this. I think this is gonna be our best option right here at this point. We'll go about here. Then I want to raise up, get the bridge going. Come on, give me that perfect spot. I see it. I see it showing up, but then it doesn't want to, like, stop. Then this one, of course, will obviously cross the river too. Why not? Do something like this. Let's check this out. I don't want the giant weird towers all the time. I like having unique bridges that aren't exactly all identical. Like, you see how on the straight it gives you that tower? I don't want that. Sweet, that turned out so good right there. Oh, I thought I was gonna have problems with that end. All right, gonna make an interchange where it crosses the freeway. That's not a bad idea. Let's stop that road right there, because again, this is an area we aren't ready to build in yet. We just are preparing ourselves to build out this direction, right? So that's totally not a bad idea. There's so much room in here and everything even. There's enough room we can do this. Look at, watch. A little too far out. Hold on, let me adjust. That. Let's see, we need to go, let's go back to freeform really quick. Right where I need it, it's like, nah, I can't have that. Can't have that spot. It's too perfect for you. Alright, we can go backwards, it's fine. We'll just adjust our thing here. Alright, we're coming in. We got our in to this side. Then I'm going to make this look good. I'm going to make it look really good. Alright, how do I make you work? Come on. There we go. There we go. I knew there was a way to get it in there. Nice. Alright. So, you can get off of the highway and get onto either side, left or right, of the road here. Now, I'll adjust things in just a moment here. I've got a good plan going on. We got an outward road there. So what we got to do now is come in here to the 2-lane with a same direction, 2-way, 1 lane going each direction. This is what we want. So now you have your outbound and your inbound, and then they split at one point. It's looking good. And then what we do is we come over here and we do basically the same thing. But it's going to be slightly different. You know, we want to adjust with our lay of the land and stuff like that. So we can start back here and try to keep appearing, you know, like where they get on and off right there. There we go, looks good. I want to go with freeform at this point though, like the straight tools is going to have too many issues. There we go. We'll adjust that in a second. Now what we want to do is take from here somewhere about, I think this point. Make our little 45 off. Freeform it. That worked out so good. Nice. Okay, now we got to take this, though. Go back to straight. Just for a moment. Boom! We've got an on-ramp / off-ramp, and that actually looks really freaking good, to be honest. Like, that just looks nice. And I'm not trying to take up tons of area with buildings and stuff in this city. Like, this is not the city we're trying to make 1 million citizens in. I know I made the joke on the title today. No way the city gets as big as Foosha. Foosha, we have a goal. We're trying to get to 1 million citizens, or as close as we can. This city, the only goal we have is to have fun. We're going to enjoy the city. We're going to play with things. We're going to mess with stuff. We're going to create. We're going to have fun with how it all drops and throws itself down. And, like, this right here is such a great interchange. Like, you can't replicate this. You can't go ahead and grab and paste like this one. Like, this is a good grab and paste, and I adjusted to it to work with it. But, you know, David's like, hey, are you going to throw an intersection on where the highway and that road cross? And I'm like, that's not a bad idea. So we take a basic interchange idea and create this. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little long on the interchange roads, but that would be expected for something like this, to be honest. And we can build up all around that, do all kinds of stuff. We can drop rocks, we can drop plants, we can drop trees. We can make this whole area look really good in the future. Or even now if we wanted, you know, it's just dependent. This spot is turning out really, really nice. Like, if we had... Let's see, if we had like an industrial area right in here, I think that, in fact, let's see something here really quick. Why can't you connect to the route? It's over there. So we can't obviously place anything in here then, I guess, because it's not going to connect to the route. This is the closest in the river we can place it. There was a part of me that was thinking, like, this would be an amazing spot for the ship line for this, you know, your industrial stuff. But without, like, completely resetting the city and everything, I should have taken the shipping line and just came up into this corner just a little bit and then brought it around, and that would have allowed me to place something over here. Because it wants to just straight shot it. So this is going to be our best bet in the future as far as... Will you sit in a good spot here? Something like this. Like, obviously I'm going to delete this in a moment. But I like this. It's this setup with the cargo and everything on it. And then on top of that, we'll be able to take these trains and connect our train lines in like that. So, I was thinking about... There we go. I'm like, why won't it go to what I want to delete? I was thinking, like, here would be a great area for that, but we can always work around. We can always make workarounds. We can still have industrial in this zone here by the freeway. It can get on and off the freeway one way or another through here. And then we can even create a private road or a side road that takes from the industrial area here, even a train track, and brings them across to where we can finally connect in over here. So there's a ton of options we can do with that. And if anybody has any ideas, definitely throw them out there. So I like to have gotten this interchange, this road, and everything like that, because now this allows us to take this area here and adjust and create something out of it. So how about Let's see here. Let's take this 4-lane road. I don't want to go too far out. Probably about there. I want to get close to the highway. Something like that. Ooh, that's really close. So close to these interchanges for the highway. I'm really not sure about that one. You know, being that we can plan it out, we could actually make it do something like this, where it's not so close to that and the traffic doesn't get backed up. So we can do that. We can take our 6-lane here. Remember, we're trying to stay away from straight roads in this city, so we're going to do a lot of, like, just a really quick straight to get across something like that, and then we're going to change it right back up into having a slight curve to it. And it fits beautifully through there. Like, it really looks good, so. Now, this whole area, there's a part of me that thinks we should have another 4-lane or 6-lane road, like, come from here this direction, right there. Something like that. We'll work on the other ends of them soon enough, but this separates this now into technically 4 different areas. We'll probably only use 2 of them, possibly this 3rd one right here. But this then allows us to now come in here. Again, we're going with like how my creative process thinks about these things, how I go through this and consider what I'm going to do. So I want this line to continue to go in front of the hospital like that, but at the same time, I want to have a line that comes back here and allows people to get to and fro from their homes. So we're going to adjust that 6-lane. Something like that should work. Let's throw regular 4-lane roads down on the outside here. Like that. Ah, nice. That worked out. This side, I have this little idea to do something like this. just a little like boom boom like that, and then come on, there you go. So the way I'm building this neighborhood is I'm looking at these empty spaces on purpose. I want these wider spaces that are growing in here on purpose. We're going to deal with that. Then we can take something like that. That. Come over here. Do some interconnecting like that. Oh man, I haven't eaten lunch yet. I'm starting to get hungry. Something like that. You know, I'm going to leave it right there. I think that's excellent. Excellent. We can build more neighborhood in there, no frickin' problem. And then we can start putting a little bit of business on this side. And then use over here for industrial like I'm thinking. So we're going to get to that. But, let's see, it's 2:30. My sinuses are bugging me. I think it's time for me to get out of here. I really need to eat something too. So, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you all, especially when I just sit here and I mess around with stuff like this, building roads, and really not doing too much, but, you know, getting stuff done. So, next week, I promise we will be back in Foosha. We will be checking it out, getting some stuff done over there, working towards our goal of 1 million citizens. I cannot promise that we'll continue to stay in Foosha over the next couple weeks. There's very good, highly likely chances we will be coming back here to Moonshine, working on Moonshine, especially since I am working out of town currently, and that's going to be going on for the foreseeable future for the next couple months, to be honest. So, anyway, until then, thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate you all. You're amazing. If you enjoyed this video, please throw a like and a comment down below if you have not. And until next time, I will see you later.